Hi, it's me, the autistic Gen X software dev with anxiety and depression. Some call me Tim. I had two things I want to talk about, a happy thing and a sad thing. So we'll put the sad thing at the end so you can skip it. Happy thing, story. I wanted to talk to you about anime and my first real experience with anime. And I owe my daughters a debt of gratitude for this. So we went to the movies and we saw the live action, The Last Airbender, right? And I don't know anything about the universe or the lore, anything. I don't watch cartoons really. The only anime that we watched before that was Rurouni Kenshin. And I watched it with the girls and we thought it was good, but it was just a thing we did. And when it stopped showing it, we stopped watching it, whatever. So we went and saw this movie and it ended and I was like, wow, that was great. Because let me tell you, if you don't know anything about the story or anything, it was a great movie. If you completely ignore every single problem with it, every 10 seconds, there was a major problem. Is a spoiler alert coming that probably I watched the show. But yeah, I thought it was great. And my daughters looked at me like, they were mortified. They were just, ugh. So the next day we went home and we were talking about it and they sat me down on the couch like they were having some sort of a talk with me like, Father, we need to have a discussion about The Last Airbender. Like, okay. And they explained to me that everything about that movie was wrong. There wasn't a single thing in the movie that was actually correct. Like they didn't even say the main character's name correctly. It's Aang, and they were saying Ong. And it's like, okay, well, if it was Lark Skywalker, you're going to have trouble convincing people that this is a serious thing if you can't even say their name. So they made me watch The Last Airbender. I would come home from work and they were like, nope, we'd watch 1 or 2 episodes every day until we finished all 3 seasons of the show. And my God, let me tell you, not only was it such a good show, like I don't know, I thought it was for kids. A lot like people would see Minecraft and be like, that's for children. If they play it, they're like, wow, this is a really cool game. There's a lot going on with this. It was the same thing. Like, man, how is this so good? It's a great story. And little side stories that went on that were good. And then the overarching story and the way all the characters go through, life problems. And it was, very much an epic tale of a hero's journey. And man, it was awesome. And so I owe them a debt of gratitude. So thank you, girls. And after that, they were like, okay, so they said, well, now that you've seen this, let me show you why I have this poster of a guy sitting cross-legged upside down in my room. I'm like, I don't understand this. She's like, that's L. This is from Death Note. You're going to love this. I'm like, okay. And I knew the premise because they had talked about it. And it was like, well, a book where you write someone's name in it and they die. I don't know. How do you make that into a compelling story? Well, if you've seen the anime, and if you haven't, you should watch it. It's probably the best anime I've ever seen. And since then, I haven't looked back. If I see an anime, it doesn't turn me off at all. I look at that as just another thing I could watch, a movie, a TV show, whatever, They came out with Castlevania and I'm like, I'll watch it. It was really good. Watching the new Lara Croft, watching Has Been Hotel, Vox Machina, and I'll be watching The Mighty Nine soon. The Harley Quinn TV show is great. The new Batman is great. All this stuff. Dawn to Dawn. God, I love Dawn to Dawn. Dawn to Dawn is so good. Anime is really an art form you shouldn't sleep on. And just know if you watch like K-pop Demon Hunters, and then they do that thing where they like get all kid-like with popcorn kernels shooting out of their eyes and the rivers of tears and stuff. It's not all like that. Not all anime has that. If that's the thing that's turning you off, it's okay. There's plenty of shows that don't have that kind of thing. But I think eventually you'll come to appreciate it and why they're doing it and the whole thing. So, yes, I just, yes, I'm going to, what, Catholic it? Father been telling me now to pop into my A. Yep, that was my Latin. Okay, on to the other part of the video. You can stop now if you came for the comedy. It's going to get a bit deep and dark and sad. So I got into programming to make video games. I think everybody that got into programming really thought, I can make video games with this. And then you just kind of don't. And eventually I did. I got a job working on a AAA game with a bunch of senior devs, and it was the worst experience of my life. Everybody was just mean and arrogant and always trying to throw each other under the bus. It was a very competitive thing, and I'm not into that at all. But in the meantime, over the last, I would say, 18 years, I've been learning how to make games and probably approaching it seriously for the last 5 to 7 years. We'll say maybe 8 years. And I don't have anything to show for it. I don't have a single game. And I end up, every time I think I found something, it ends up falling apart, and then I quit. And I get into this spiral where then I decide, oh, well, I can't make a game, so I'm just going to do something like play poker online and do that. And after a couple months, I remind myself that I don't have it in me to grind 20 hours a day, 14 tables. Like I don't have that in me either. Then I'm going to write a book. I'm going to become a novel writer. So I start that. Started many a book that have petered off, and I do that for a while, and then I give that up. And then I go, you know what? I'm just going to start coding again. So then I code, and I enjoy coding. But you can only code for so much when you're not making anything. So then it's like, okay, I'm going to do a game. And then the game doesn't work. And then I convince myself that the tools were the problem. Well, I need a better engine. Maybe I should use Unreal. Maybe I should use Godot. Maybe I should write my own engine from scratch. And then, yeah, and I just keep going through this loop over and over again. It's the definition of insanity, and I don't know how to break out of it. So, yeah. I told my wife, I'm like, well, I can't. This hacking game of mine, it just doesn't work. I give up. And the disappointment on her face really hurt. Because she knows, like, man, my husband is just never going to do anything. I'm sure that's not what she's thinking. She's probably sad that I wasn't able to find anything about it, and hopefully I'll try again. But it really does get to me over and over again, trying this thing over and over again. And I wish there was some way I could just make a game and release it and say, there, I did it. So far, I've been unable to do said thing. So I'm going to keep trying, but I'm not feeling very happy or positive about it at the moment. So this is good. Third thing you might not want to know about. Rambly video all over the place. Warning. I should put a warning. Spoiler alert. Like I'll put up here. Warning, rambling video coming. I just watched this movie called Is This Thing On? If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's the newest movie from Bradley Cooper, and stars the guy that did the voice of BoJack. I think it's Will Arnett. And it's not a happy movie. It's not really, there's no good stand-up in it. Let's just say that. He decides to do stand-up. He's getting a divorce. His life is destroyed. He's like in his late 40s, and he decides to start doing stand-up there in New York. So he starts going to open mics. And I thought, this is going to be great, man. He's going to no, it was very dramatic. It was very sad. It was very moving and gut-wrenching and life-altering. One of the movies that some people are going to watch is going to change them forever. And so there's a little bit of that sadness coming in too. Just seeing someone go for something, not care if they're good at it or not, because they just love it. That would be amazing. All right. Well, this is your Friday downer. Sorry. I mean, based upon the sun, I think the Lord is calling to me. Oh. Don't forget to do all the stuff for the algorithm. And until next time, peace.